Astika Parva. Saunaka said, for what reason the tiger among kings, the royal Janamejaya, determined to take the lives of snakes by means of a sacrifice? O Sauti, tell us in full this true story. Tell us also why Astika, the best of regenerate ones, that foremost of aesthetics, rescued the snakes from the blazing fire. Whose son was that monarch who celebrated the snake sacrifice? And whose son was the best of the regenerate ones? Sauti said, the best of speakers. The story Astika is long. I will duly relate it in full. Oh, listen. Sonaka said, I am desirous of hearing at length the charming story of the Rishi, that illustrious Brahmana named Astika. Sauti said, the history first recited by Krishna Dvaipayana is called a Purana by the Brahmanas. It was formerly narrated by my wise father Loma Harshana, the disciple of Vyasa, before the dwellers of the Naimisha forest. At their request, I was present at the recital, and O Saunaka, since thou asks me, I shall narrate the story of Astika exactly as I heard it. Oh, listen, as I recite the full story of sin destroying the story. So, this story is about Astika. The father of Astika was powerful like Prajapati. He was a brahmachari, always engaged in austere devotions. He ate sparingly. He was a great ascetic. And he had lust under his control. He was known by the name Jaratkaru. The foremost among the Yayavaras, virtuous of rigid oaths, highly blessed and endued with great aesthetic power, once undertook a journey over the world. He visited diverse places, bathed in diverse sacred waters, and rested where night overtook him. Endued with great energy, he practiced religious austerities, hard to be practiced by men of unrestrained souls. The sage lived upon air only and renounced sleep forever. That's going about like a blazing fire. One day he happened to see his ancestors hanging, heads down in great hole, their feet pointing upwards. On seeing Jaratkaru addressed him, saying, who are you thus hanging their heads down in this whole type of a rope of Virana fibers? Virana is Sanskrit word. Fibers again secretly eaten by into on all sides by rat living there. The ancestors replied, we are rishis of rigid woes called Yayavaras. We are sinking in low into the earth for want of offspring. We have a son named Jaratkaru. Woe to us that wretch has entered the life upon of austerities only. The fool does not think of raising offspring by marriage. It is for that reason we fear of extension of our race that we are suspended in this hole. Possessed of means, we fare like unfortunates that have none. O excellent one, who are you that thus sorrowest as a friend in our account? We desire to learn. O Brahmana, who thou art that standest by us, and why, O the best of men, thou sorrowest for us, that we are so unfortunate? Jaratkaru said, Ye are even my sires and grandsires. I am that Jaratkaru. Oh, tell me how I may serve you. The fathers then answered, try thy best, O child, to beget a son to extend our line. Thou wilt then, O excellent one, have done a meritorious art for both thyself and us, not by the fruits of virtue, nor by the ascetic penances well hoarded up, acquireth the merit one doth by becoming a father. Therefore, O child, by our command, set thy heart upon marriage and offspring. Even this is our highest good. Jaratkaru replied, I shall not marry for my sake, nor I shall earn wealth for my enjoyment, but I shall do so for your welfare only. According to this understanding, I shall agreeably to the Sastric ordinance take a wife for attaining the end. I shall not act otherwise. If a bride may be had of the same name with me, whose friends would, besides, willingly give her to me as a gift in charity, I shall wed her duly. But who will give his daughter to a poor man like me for wife? I shall, however, accept any daughter given to me as alms. I shall endeavour, a sires, even thus to wed a girl. Having given my word, I will not act otherwise. Upon her, I will raise an offspring for your redemption. so that, A Father, you may attain eternal regions and may rejoice as you like. This ends 13th section of Astika Parva of Adi Parva. Section 14. Astika Parva continued. Sauti said, the Brahmana of rigid words then wandered over the earth for a wife, but a wife found not. He found not. One day he went to the forest, and recollecting the words of his ancestors, he thrice prayed in a faint voice for a bride. Thereupon Vasuki rose and offered his sister for the Rishi's acceptance. But the Brahmana hesitated to accept her, thinking her not to be of the same name with himself. The high souled Jaratkaru thought within himself, I will take none for a wife who is not of same name with myself. Then the Rishi of great wisdom and austere penance asked him, tell me truly, what is the name of thy sister, O snake? Vasuki replied, O Jaratkaru, this is my younger sister called Jaratkaru, given away by me. Accept this slender waisted damsel for thy spouse, O best of Brahmanas, for these I reserve her. Therefore, take her. Saying this, he offered beautiful sister to Jaratkar, who then exposed with her with ordained rites. So this ends the 13th section of Astika Parva, Adi Parva. People who have gone to Haridwar, there is Manasadevi temple in Haridwar, and she is the mother of snakes, and she's goddess of snake. So she's the same lady Jaratkaru. In Kali Yuga, she's being worshipped for getting rid of snake related issues. People who worship her will not have fear of snakes. So section 15. Sauti said, O foremost of persons acquainted with Brahma, the mother of snake had cursed them of old, saying, he that hath the wind for his charioteer shall burn you all in Janmejaya's sacrifice. Charioteer, wind is a charioteer for Agni, that is fire. So this is the curse that they had. It was to neutralize that curse. The chief of the snakes married his sister to high souled Rishi of excellent vows. The Rishi wedded her according to the rites ordained in the scriptures. And from them was born a high souled son called Astika. The man who is Astika is one always who sing Asti, Asti, Asti. That means always good. So that's the reason why he is named Astika. An illustrious ascetic versed in the Vedas and their branches. He regarded all with an even eye and removed the fears of both his parents. Then, after a long space of time, a king descending from the Pandava line celebrated a great sacrifice known as the snake sacrifice. After that sacrifice he had commenced for the destruction of the snakes, Astika delivered the Nagas, his brothers and maternal uncles and other snakes, from fiery death. And he delivered his fathers also by begetting offspring. And by his austerities, O Brahmana, and various oaths and study of the Vedas, he freed himself from all the debts by sacrifices at which various kinds of offsprings were made. He propitiated the gods by practicing the brahmacharya mode of life, conciliate, conciliated the rishis, and by begetting offspring, he gratified his ancestors. Thus, Jaratkaru, for rigid vows, discharged the heavy debt he owed to his sires, who, being that relieved from their bondage, ascended to heaven. Thus, having acquired great merit, Jaratkaru, after a long course of years, went to heaven, leaving Astika behind. This is the story of Astika, which I have related duly now. Tell me, O tiger of Bhrigu, what else should I narrate? This ends the 15th section of Astika Parva of the Adi Parva. Astika Parva continues.